Tonight on Zadanza, we are going to see what has Christians all fired up about the last Deadpool movie. We will also do a Bible and a Baggy and Bingo Bible story, as well as possibly seeing what Brad Stein's up to on Instagram. This
All
is
that and more on Zadanza. Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi. I was so ready for that because you had paused and I came right in and then we spoke at the same time, which is really good for podcasts. You know, it's always awesome when there's crosstalk. That's like the best thing that happens in audio mostly shows. We have a strong visual component, I guess. So.
I would say that we could blame you for 60% of that cold open.
Yeah.
Tell us in the chat who's more to blame for the cold open, because I know who's going to win that battle.
Yeah. I would love to see that. How you doing, Zod? What's up? How you doing? You doing all right?
I'm doing all right. I got some comments, last time, or a comment at least. Someone asking if I was grumpy on the show last week. I wasn't. I was just a little tired and out of it. It's been a long couple of weeks work-wise, and for some reason, usually I come home. I literally drive home from work, run down to the basement, and set everything up when we start this show up, because the way my time zone aligns.
Yeah.
I mean, usually I pep right up as soon as we're here and going. Last week, for some reason, the gears just did not start turning. My leg felt like it was on fire because of my sciatica. And this week, I think I'm doing a bit better. And we get to talk about a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Which, that's what the kids are into these days, right?
That's what the kids are into these days. Yeah. For those of you who ever ask, hey, why do we do it at the time that we do it at? Sorry, East Coasters. I know it's 10 p.m. for you. It might be a little late. It's literally because it's the earliest Zod could do it getting off from work in Alaska. They don't think about the Alaskans, but they're out there. They exist and they have a time zone all of their own. So, we gotta work with that. And we're accommodating on this show. So that's how we get that done. I guess. Yeah. But no, we got some stuff cooking here. And I have some googly eyes that I got for our puppet bingo, but I didn't put them on because I want to know from the chat. Chat should tell me, should he have googly eyes? Because here's what I did. I got different sized googly eyes because I thought it'd be funny if he had one smaller eye and one bigger eye. But I also kind of like the idea that he's just the laziest sort of put together puppet ever, and he's just a plain sock with a hole in it. Like, that is also kind of appealing in its own right. So I need chat to tell me what we should do with Bingo.
Yeah, my personal opinion is I think Bingo is very good as just a minimalist, lazy sock. But, tell us what you think.
Yes.
I just saw something that I'm curious about. Did you hear JD Vance say the Haitians come from Haiti?
No, wait.
Is that true? That sounds. Well, you know what? It's not our job to fact check it. It's the media's job to fact check it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what he said about
I
every time he lies.
I saw his interview with Dana Bash and him still defending, like, the cats eating dog stuff. He's like, "I
Dana,
talked to my con."
Dana, Dana, Dana.
Yeah.
He just repeats her name like he's scolding a child. It's so off-putting.
He's like, like, I'm talking about the stories from my constituents, It's like, "Okay, that's cool. Is it real, though?" You know?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, Shady Vance, but people make up shit about immigrants, like, a lot. It happens all the time, like, not just in the United States, but, like, worldwide. So, maybe you shouldn't just believe things at face value. But anyway, yeah. Also, the Haitians are your constituents too, you bastard. Anyway.
No, they're illegal, even though they're technically legal. They're illegal
Yeah,
because
yeah. Well,
Kamala waved a wand.
doesn't
Hey,
matter to him.
I feel like we're getting political. Do you think
Oh, yeah, we're getting political. That's okay.
somebody in the chat made us political?
Yep.
This
Yep.
show has never touched politics until
No,
the
and
chat
never
made us
will.
do it today.
Never will. Anyway, let's talk about Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So
First, I want to share something that was sent to me.
uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It's
Zal's
speaking
gonna
of
share
Baggy and
something.
Bingo. We
Oh,
got some
yes. Okay,
amazing
so,
fan
first of all,
art.
I'm mad that whoever first of all, no, I'm not mad. This is amazing. The person that made this, amazing. I'm mad that you sent it to Zod, and you didn't send it to our shared Gmail, and Zod had to send this to me because what the fuck? This is amazing. This is awesome. Are you kidding me? Look at that. It's
Okay.
great.
So just to be fair,
Mhm.
this came from the person who sent this. I'm forgetting the names. I apologize. I can look it up here for a second.
No,
But
look, right here in the chat.
they
They're
had
in the
trouble
chat.
finding.
EB. Thank you, EB. They said, "Mom, Dad, I made it
Okay, it
on
was EB. Okay, thank
Sedanza."
you.
That's great. That's all right. We do have an email. We have an email. It's what? Wait, what the fuck's our email again? We should probably put it in the description. Isn't it? Wait, it is.
I did. Okay, so here's the story.
We always copy
EB
and
could
paste.
not find our email, so that's
Yeah.
why they sent it to me. They
Yeah.
actually said that in the thing. Sorry, I couldn't find you guys' email. Reason is, and this might have been affecting our views last few weeks. I have not gone back into the stream and like did all the final check boxes. So usually I create this on StreamYard. I put up,
Mhm.
I make the title, I put up the thumbnail, and then write a brief little description. After that, I go back into YouTube and paste in all the boilerplate at the bottom that has all our contact information and stuff. I also do all the check marks that say this isn't for children and all that stuff. I have not been doing that, so I don't know that it fully processed our streams, and that might have. Uh, I don't know. I don't know if that affected how our views go or anything like that. But so Dan doesn't get offended and feel left out and think you love dad more than mom. You can you can send it to our shared
That's great.
email box,
Here's our
Zadanza
email.
Show.
zadanzashow@gmail.com. I always forget it for some reason. And I don't know why, but there it is. I'll keep it up there for folks who want to write into the show, folks. Just like the olden times when people wrote into television shows. Does anybody do that ever? I guess the closest is like texting in when you vote for like American Idol, but that's probably it, huh? I don't
I
know.
guess so.
Anyway,
So
it's amazing fan art. It's amazing. So thank you for
yeah,
that.
it is. Thank you. We'll probably try to make use of that at some
Yeah.
point. Uh, other funny thing, I forgot. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Let's just move this show along.
Oh, all right. It's all right.
Unless
We take
unless you have any other housekeeping business.
no. I've had a long week. I've worked late every single day this week, pretty much, and it's just been a lot. And trying to plan some other stuff too, So life's been uh kicking me in the balls. But you know what? It's fine because I'm here now. I get to be present with you all, and we get to talk about things that don't really matter, like Marvel movies. So, what's better than life? What else could I ask for, really, at the end of the day? So that's that's really what it's all about. I don't really have anything else to add other than no, nothing, honestly. That's it. Let's entertain the masses, Zod. Let's talk about some things.
All right. So, okay. I was a little hesitant to this video because you guys are annoyed by what's his name? It's that guy with
Mhm.
a soft British voice.
Oh yeah, his name is Chris.
Off the Curb Ministries.
Curb,
So
Curb. That's what it is. Curb with a K.
if you don't enjoy Off the Curb Ministries,
Yeah.
sorry if you don't like his voice or whatever. I thought this one was just a fun one to do, and it is broken up with a little bit of other footage, and he hypes this thing up that turns out being really stupid, and I just thought it'd be fun. So
Yes.
um,
I would have vetoed this because Curb has gotten to the point where he kind of annoys me, but this one is very good. I do like this one, just because his commentary is exactly what you'd expect and more so, which is very funny to me. So
yeah,
anyway, that's why we're going back to
and
this.
I
Well,
going into this, I just want you to think about, try to think of, chat, why a Christian would be offended by Deadpool.
mm-hmm,
I've seen the movie, Dan's seen it. It
mm-hmm,
seems like there are also many reasons that a Christian or anybody else might get offended by this movie.
mm-hmm.
And so let's find out why Mr. Kirby is upset with Deadpool.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. What the hell? Where's the movie?
Let's watch a Disney Channel movie. Y'all remember that? Some good shit.
I found it. It just looked weird.
For some of you, but for those of you who haven't, do not go and watch this movie. Deadpool and Wolverine have just made over $1 billion and have broke many different records in the movie world. Why? Because the evil one saw something he liked in that movie and pushed it out to the masses. So what could
That's it.
be so
we should have paused it right before. Being like, it made $1 million, and why? Because it's funny, and people like Deadpool, and the marketing was insane. And I don't know what else. oh, it's actually the devil though. It's the devil. Yeah.
Christianity doesn't just, like, I don't know, inhibit you from actual insights into things. It actually, like, is a really weird alternative. Like, it's such an obvious answer. Why is Deadpool popular? It's funny, it's humorous, it brings together a couple major characters. There's so many reasons. No, it's because the devil saw something he liked and made it popular.
Right. Because the devil only likes bad things, never cool and funny things or interesting things, I guess. And even as somebody who like thought the whole Deadpool thing was kind of played out, I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. I liked it. Was it an amazing cinematic masterpiece? No, it was a good 2 hours though. Like
I thought it was
sometimes
pretty
it's just
funny.
that simple. I don't know.
Yep. Also, if the devil has this power, is this a consistent power? Like, think of all the other things that have gotten popular in Hollywood. Did he make all
Mhm.
those popular? Passion of the Christ was a pretty big movie. Did the devil
Yeah.
like something in there and make that popular?
That's a good point. That's a good point. I like the idea that the devil is directly responsible for James Cameron's Avatar or something like that. Like the random stuff that you wouldn't even think would
Oh,
insult Christianity.
I bet Kirby could get there.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, a lot of things
Also,
to
the
do.
other thing is I love how dramatically he's like, if you haven't seen this movie yet, stop. Like,
I'm only doing free advertising and
red
telling you how
alert.
awesome it is.
Make sure you don't, it might not be too late for you.
Yeah.
All right.
bad that people would walk out after the first 20 minutes, and many Christians are now saying they will forever boycott the Marvel movies. This is what was so bad.
I am Marvel Jesus.
And then notice this, that big hill of skulls is no accident. Jesus Christ, the location.
Okay, so I just want to point out, so he's not giving any context at all to anything that's happened so far. Like 10 seconds later, and we're showing out of context, 2 different out of context scenes from the movie. Yes, he does say the Marvel Jesus thing. And to be fair, that joke happens like 5 times. It's not, I thought when people were freaking out about it, it was just a one-off. It surprisingly comes back like a lot in that movie. So I'll give him credit for that because I did not expect that. I expected it to be some one-off that people are making fun of. It's like a little bit more of a thing, but this I'm pretty sure is like, I mean, he's showing the original cover. It's like a reference to an X-Men cover, so it's not even like, I don't know. It's a reference to something else entirely, like a different X-Men plot. It has nothing to do with, Jesus on the cross. But here we are. Anyway.
And there's more to be said about how often they make comments about Jesus and the context of that, and I want to get into that more as he progresses because he'll say some other things. What I love though is he says 20 minutes into this movie, why are Christians walking out? And it's apparently because of this I am Marvel Jesus.
Yeah.
So according to him, if you're a Christian, you sit through a scene where somebody digs up a body, beats people to death with his bones,
Right.
and it's
No
all played for
spoilers, but-
it's all played for laughs, and it's goofy. A Christian makes it all the way through that, and someone says, "I'm Marvel Jesus," and that's where they cross the line.
Yeah, that does say something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, the Bible's an extremely violent book. I mean, there's one part where a guy kills 1,000 people with a jawbone of an ass. So that's really actually not that far from the Bible in some ways.
But yeah, I would think Christians would think it was like, especially the part where you treat it as a joke. Also, uh, Samson was Old Testament.
Yeah.
Deadpool's living under the new covenant, so he
The
should
new
not have
covenant.
yeah. If you're living under the new covenant, you shouldn't beat people to death with bones. That's my understanding of theology.
I guess
Mike Winger would probably say I have bad theology, but he can go fuck himself.
You shouldn't be, if you're like a hardcore Christian, you probably shouldn't be watching these movies regardless of the Jesus references, right? It's distracting. It's not focusing on the Lord, right? But
that's the thing. Even when I was a Christian, saying I Marvel Jesus would have been like way at the bottom of my list by miles of what was wrong with this movie.
Yeah. It's true. But I will say, like, it did, that joke did happen more than once, which surprised me because it's already kind of a risky thing to do. You don't want to alienate the Christian audience typically. That's kind of been the status quo for a while, but apparently they kind of said fuck it. So, and they made a lot of money. So I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe they'll do more Christian digs.
I think there's a lot of Christians in our country, but I don't think there's a lot of Christians who are like the types to be offended by this.
Yeah, they give a shit. Yeah.
I think the number of people who do that is small enough that it doesn't really hurt the box office, but loud enough that it creates a lot of unintentional advertising. So
yeah, and the Deadpool does make a joke about the woke mob at one point. So they're playing both sides here,
Yeah.
But anyway, let's keep going.
The location where he died on the cross was called Golgotha, and that can be translated to mean the place of the skull. My dear friend, wake up. There is an agenda against the Son of God, and you need to know that Marvel Jesus will not save you. The only Jesus who will save you is the true Son of God who died on that cross for you. In 1,000,000 years' time, Wolverine Marvel will be forgotten, but Jesus Christ will still be sitting on the throne, and that is why you should take sides with him and not some silly little comic book.
I love the idea that somebody's confused by that. They're like, oh wait, I shouldn't be literally following Deadpool as my savior. Oh, that's news to me. Like, who is this? Who's this for, Curb? Yeah.
Annoying all-purpose.
Fiction. I don't know what to tell you. It's not a real story.
Said neither Wolverine nor Deadpool are circumcised. Logan probably never was, and both of their healing factors would have had it grow back if they were.
Oh man,
I think that's a solid point.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
At first, I thought it was a total guess, and when they talked about the healing factor, I'm like, yeah, that would be a problem.
Yeah, this is the same universe where the literal god of thunder from Norse mythology is fighting alongside, all of these characters. Like, yeah, I don't think Christianity's like, kind of the main focus here. I think it's its own thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, did they? So they actually they portray an actual god, Norse god in a lighthearted way. Or think of how they portrayed Zeus in Thor: Love and Thunder. Did they show God being the kind of buffoon Zeus was? Did they show fat Jesus the way they had fat Thor? Like,
I guarantee you that there are more Norse pagans in the world right now because of the success of the Marvel movies and the Thor movies. I 100% believe there's a correlation there. No doubt in my mind. I think that's true. I have no way to prove that, but I believe it in my heart. And in the end, that's all that really matters. So
Evan Sachs wants fat Jesus.
yeah, I don't know. Don't know about that. I still want to watch that movie where they time travel and save Jesus, by the way.
Oh yes,
I have not forgotten about that. That movie plot is
33 AD
amazing.
or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm into it. But anyway, let's keep going.
Let's go.
If you agree with this message and you want to hear more about Jesus when you open this app, please do subscribe. But I hear what you say. Christians can't even take a joke. It's not even meant to be Jesus. It's just an X like X-Men, and it was taken from a very old comic book series many years ago. That's where they got the idea from.
Right.
Okay then, I'll play ball with you for now. If it's not meant to be against Jesus, why didn't he say Marvel Buddha or Marvel Gandhi or any other religious figure? Why is it always Jesus? Answer that question for me. Now,
okay, would you like that, Kirby? Would you like us to answer that question for
That
you?
wouldn't make any sense. I don't know.
I don't know. Why when somebody wants to jokingly express an inflated sense of their own importance, do they reference a religious character from our own culture? I don't know. Why? Isn't that so weird?
Yeah. First of all, they wouldn't do Muhammad. Absolutely would not. And yeah, part of it's because they're referencing, I mean, the money makers for this movie is fucking white people in America, okay, who broadly speaking are not Muslim and who don't give a shit, right? Like it's just that's just how it is. I don't know what to tell you. Jesus is a kind of a thing to do that with. Same thing with Buddha. Buddha didn't like come and save people for like didn't die for people's sins. Like it's not really the same thing. The metaphor there wouldn't make sense. So yeah, I don't know. I think you would probably know that if you watched the movie, but I have a feeling he actually did not watch the movie. So
Oceanus Helios, Kirby is missing the point of being irreverent for the sake of irreverence.
Yeah, that's part of it too. Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the thing is the whole point of that was they weren't making fun of Jesus. The whole point was making fun of Deadpool and his own sense of importance or his own desire to become an important character. And what are you going to refer to? What would it mean in our culture to make an off-the-cuff remark to some god of another culture, or Buddha not even necessarily being a god? Like, what would that even mean? It's nonsense. You say Jesus Christ because it packs a punch in our culture, not because they're being mean. It's so dumb.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, we can keep going.
That's what I meant.
On a more positive note, you won't believe me, but I actually met Deadpool back in 2020. Now, just before I show you the footage of me debating with him and sharing the gospel with him, first, let's listen to how other people reacted to that very irreverent Wolverine scene.
We wrote this sort of Marvel Jesus bit in the movie, which is really just more of a way to illustrate Deadpool's own self-delusion.
We went to see Deadpool and we left probably about 25-30 minutes into it. It is so against the Lord.
I like the first 10 minutes and my husband's like, Serena, just wait till they get to when Wolverine gets in the movie, it'll get better. It didn't. I didn't even watch the whole thing. I had to stop watching it.
For him, the amount of times he called
it didn't get better.
It didn't get
and
better.
she didn't even watch the whole thing. How do you know?
It didn't get better. Yeah. Oh no, some people don't like a movie. Yeah, that happens every day. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Nitty, he met Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, he's hyping this. He's hyping this debate with Deadpool a lot. We'll see how that goes.
Let's see what he means when he says he met Deadpool. Yeah.
And Shivers, Christians, how can I make this about me? That's basically what this is.
Right.
Like that's the whole theme of Off the Curb Ministries channel, to be fair. Okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Okay. I guess we should have like a designated pauser for each video. So I'll be on pause duty today, you know?
Okay.
It's because we sometimes do the whole I stop and you stop, and anyway.
Himself Jesus or God, or made like a biblical type of joke.
Unless you want to pause it when you want to say your piece, but I'll
Yes,
do the
I understand.
designated
Thank
play
you.
thing. Okay. I just want to make sure.
You know what this episode as Danza needs?
Yeah.
More of you
More
stopping and
pausing.
explaining our process for
Yeah,
pausing
I think
videos.
so. I think so too.
I'm gonna invoke Robert.
It just wasn't
Rules of
really
Order.
funny. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the jokes, I think probably like I probably heard maybe the crowd laughing me once or twice at some of those jokes.
It was more disrespectful than I thought it was gonna be. Deadpool says, "I am Marvel Jesus, I am the Messiah." He keeps repeating it. He doesn't just say it once. He makes it clear, and they even put it in the trailer. That's how in your face they put it, and how easily they can get away with it.
So, over to you.
Okay, get away with it. Like,
Yeah.
what does not getting away with it look like? That's I don't know.
Yeah, it's to provoke people and make people post about it on social media. That's how this works. Outrage is the key to the internet.
Yeah,
that's
just what I wonder when people say they shouldn't get away with this, or they just mention them getting away with it. Like, should it be illegal? Like, what do you mean get away with it versus not get away with it? I don't think they mean anything specific, but they just have this way of signaling something to people. Like, I don't know. I think it puts in people's minds that it should somehow be stopped, and for a lot of them,
that's an interesting insight
undertone to it.
Yeah, like, not everyone in the world is a Christian, and not everybody in the world respects Christianity or Jesus, and you kind of just have to deal with it. I don't know. I could go all day. I don't know. Getting mad at people who make jokes about, I don't know, Anne Frank or something. Like, yeah, that sucks, and I don't think people should do that. And it's kind of ridiculous. And obviously Nazis are bad, right? But like, I don't know. At some point, you just kind of have to realize, yeah, that's the internet. You're going to hear opinions about people saying all kinds of nasty things about people you can respect or admire or don't think should deserve criticism. But I don't know. That's life, I guess.
Well, also, I love this endless complaining about how the wokes won't let you get away with saying anything. And that's the most obvious criticism of all this stuff. But then they talk like you shouldn't even be allowed to do this. Never mind the fact that, once more, none of this is making fun of Jesus. This is self-deprecating humor on the part of the Deadpool character, talking about his own sense of inflated importance. Can you not get that? He's using Jesus as a reference point to make fun of himself or to make fun of that character.
Right. Also, and we haven't really talked about it in the video at this point, but is boycotting a legitimate form of advocacy or activism? Yes or no? Christians, you tell me. Are we cool with cancel culture or not? Are we cool with saying, no, I'm not going to purchase or partake in something? Because if you are, well, then you can't really make fun of other people for doing it for their own reasons, right? Like, what's the deal here, right? Is it a real form of protest or not? I don't know. Anyway.
What do you think? Do you think these people are just overreacting?
Yes.
Do you think it will come to the point where Christians will literally have to boycott absolutely everything? Well, maybe.
Imagine that.
And I'll tell you why. This world very quickly has moved further and further away from this book. It's moved further and further away from the scriptures. And while this world continues to distance itself from the God who created them, well, there might come a point when you and I as Christians have to distance ourselves from the world. And that might mean no more movies, no more Netflix, even no more social media if they block out the Christian voice, which...
Oh, please don't do that.
Yeah, please. Please. Let me ask you something, Curb. Do you think Jesus would have wanted you to go see movies, participate in popular culture, do all that stuff? Probably not, right? Because he's a cult leader. Like, that's the difference, right? Like, that's what cults do. They tell you, hey, don't engage with other forms of thought or idea, right? Don't listen to these other voices that criticize me or do anything. Because like, they don't want you to have that kind of influence. They want to have complete and total influence over you. If you are part of a religion that tells you, yeah, you need to censor yourself and your sources, right? And that you can't look at certain things or you can't listen to certain ideas, you should probably ask yourself why, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Christianity is a religion of 2 billion people, and it's not really kosher to say it's a cult because it's not really centralized like we think of in a lot of cults. But Jesus, like 2,000 years ago, yeah, I'm of the opinion, absolutely. He probably wouldn't have let you do it. He would have wanted you to leave your family and stay with him and listen to whatever he had to do. Kind of like a cult leader. But anyway.
Yeah. Peer Lord Deviltry is kind of making the same point. I think wasn't that already the call? Be in the world, but not of the world, and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is nothing new. My dad had never seen a movie through his whole childhood because back in those times, Christians, for the same reason, did not go to movies. It was you were partaking in the world's influence or worldly media or whatever, and that was just I don't know. Kirby's not really exploring new ground. He's just kind of regressing back to a mentality Christians had before.
No. And Josh White says, hey, is this guy going to become a JW? Yeah, see, this is exactly why people say Jehovah's Witnesses are a cult, because they're Christians. They're just a more centralized governing body of Christians that have stricter rules that honestly a lot of Christians are supposed to be following anyway, but don't. Right now, obviously, you know, I say that with the caveat that Jehovah's Witnesses like have very specific interpretations of some things that other mainline Christians don't. But, you know, regardless, they do uphold a lot of what are supposed to be conservative Christian values in many respects that other people find distasteful or, I don't know, not progressive, like not good for people generally, you know? So, but anyway.
Yeah, I love though, like and you can't put every conservative or Christian in the same box and say they all say the same things and that makes them contradictory or whatever. But there's so much like talk about how I don't think the word snowflake gets around as much as it used to, but they're all just snowflakes. They can't handle anything. They're offended by everything. And this guy's literally just saying, are we just going to have to just stop watching everything and not engage in any, like, you're just basically saying that everything around you is so offensive that you just need to go hide in a hole and not engage in any of it. And that's just,
yeah.
And where's this idea that the best ideas rise in the marketplace of ideas? Are you so afraid of the marketplace ideas that you shut it out? Like this stuff, you could see that it's wrong and be able to refute it if you really believe that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But apparently you don't.
Well, Curb's not an American, you know, he's a dirty socialist, you know, from across the pond. They don't have the same values that we do here in this great land of the free. So
they're working on it.
They're working on Shivers. I just want to point before we play too. Shiver said the book in this background is such a red flag. That's true. Look at that. You see that title? 100 Pure Thoughts. That can't be good. That cannot be good. I don't know what that book's about, but it ain't good.
We need to find out sometime.
We should Google that. We need to Google that on the side here.
Could eventually happen to us all one day. Oh, my dear friends, what is the heart of the matter? The heart of the matter is these people are breaking the third commandment. The world right now loves to break the third commandment. What is the third commandment? Exodus 20 verse 7 says, "You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain." What does that mean? It means these people who love to laugh at the Lord Jesus Christ, these people who love to drag his name through the dirt, the Lord God will not hold that man, that woman, that director guiltless. Why? Because the Lord will have honor for his name. And I'm telling you right now, we as Christians should be seeking the honor of the Lord God above everything else, above our entertainment, above our relaxation time. Everything should go beneath that, and the Lord's name must be honored. Do you agree with that? Do you?
Don't really care one way or the other.
When the author of Exodus wrote that, he wasn't talking about Jesus. He didn't say, don't take Jesus' name in vain. Now, obviously, Christians think, you know, Jesus is the Lord, and so they think that applies. Right. No, they literally mean Yahweh. Like, there was a taboo in ancient Israel where, well, ancient Judaic tradition, I should say, where literally the name Yahweh could not be said aloud. And that's why the, like, tetragram, was it tetragram? It's tetragram, right? When you see the original Hebrew written for Yahweh, it's literally like 4 letters, like the 4 consonants that make up Yahweh. It's not even the full name, because they wouldn't even write out the full name. That's literally what that's in reference to, from my understanding. I'm not an expert, but you know, it's not talking about potty words as all. Also, I did Google it. That book is his. He wrote that book, 100 Pure
Oh,
Love.
hell.
So
All right.
he thinks his book is as good as the Bible, I guess, because he's putting it right next to it, which is awesome. So Tetragrammaton. Thank you, Sparrow. This is the Tetragrammaton.
Yeah, I know you're not. They had that thing about actually speaking the name Yahweh, which is why you get stoned for saying,
yeah,
your wife's fish is good enough for Jehovah or whatever that was. But that was from Life of Brian, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. I've only seen the movie once.
The actual command not to take the Lord's name in vain is kind of I don't know. I could see how they get from actually like not actually uttering the word Yahweh or having it apply to that to other things, especially if they say there's power in the name of Jesus or whatever. I can see how you get there by some line of reasoning, but I don't really care. Also, I think the third commandment's kind of vague. I've heard Christians say at least 3 or 4 different things that it possibly means, whether it's blurting out the name of the Lord, whether it's proclaiming the Lord and living your life in a way that doesn't honor him. Like I don't even think there's a lot of really clear meaning there. But the core thing is he says we need to be living our lives in honor to the name of the Lord. That's fine. If you want to do that, go right ahead. What does that have to do with the rest of the world? Like why is the rest of the world supposed to give a fuck how the name of your religious figure is treated? And why do you feel the need to take action on that? Just, yeah, if you want to honor it, go ahead and honor it. I don't care.
Yeah. This is a problem if Ryan Reynolds was a Christian, I guess. I don't think I mean, maybe he is. I don't know his life, but like, yeah. So there's other people that don't follow the rule. Okay, so they don't have to worry about it. So, I don't know, but I guess he feels like he has to, and also like specifically means you can't call yourself Jesus or reference yourself in a Jesus-like way. I don't know. Okay, sure. That's not what the text says, but yeah, we can pretend like that's what it says. So, oh yeah, I'm on pausing duty.
You want to see the Lord's name honored. I'm ashamed to admit this, but many years ago, before I knew Christ, I took the Lord's name in vain. I would say OMG. I would say Jesus Christ when I was surprised or upset. And my friends, that is a sin which the Lord God says you are guilty. I wonder, is there someone watching this video right now who is currently misusing the name of the Lord?
Fuck yeah.
If that's you, and you haven't already, come to the cross. Come to the Lord Jesus Christ, the real cross of Christ, and ask for all of your sins to be dealt with and washed away. That's what Calvary was all about. And by the way, you know the name Calvary? That's actually the Latin word again for this word skull. It comes from calva. And again, because Jesus died at the place of the skull. So see him there, dying in this ugly place, this place of the skull. Why? Because our sin, our wrongdoing, the times we took the name of the Lord in vain, it was so ugly. And so God had to pour out all of his wrath, and all of our sin was dealt with there. So please, please, whoever you are, if you've not yet come to Calvary, let the Lord Jesus Christ wash away all of your sins, cleanse you and forgive you, and give you a fresh start. Now,
so this guy really wants us to go to a skull, apparently.
Yeah, let's go to the Skull Rock. Awesome. Where? Give me some geo coordinates, please. I'll put it into Google Maps. Yeah, let's go there.
This is Mia. I don't know how to say that last name. This is why Jesus' middle name is fucking.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you want to honor the name of the Lord in your deeds and in your thoughts and in the mental images that are in your head, never do a Google image search for Jesus fucking Christ. Just don't.
Oh, okay.
You cannot unsee what you see when you do that.
All right. I'm going to take your word for it, and I'm not going to look into that. But yeah, I don't know. At this point, this is why like the Curb videos aren't always a good because they start getting into this every single time, where it's just the altar call kind of stuff, and I don't know. It's at worst boring, at best boring, at worst triggering for people, right? It's just like I don't know, man. Yeah, you want people to come feel guilty about themselves for watching a fucking movie, I guess, and I don't know, maybe saying some words. Okay.
But we need to watch his debate with Deadpool. We need to catch that.
Right.
Though.
Right. Which is
let's
why this
move
one
on.
is a little bit of a cut above the rest. Yeah.
Push the button. Push the button.
Push the button. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, here's the part you've all been waiting for. Here is my rather interesting dialogue with Deadpool.
Show them love.
There it
they
is.
Will receive love. Yeah, so you're saying just preach the love of Jesus, okay? Yeah, okay, but don't tell them about their sin. But where is it that we see that God demonstrates his love for us? How do we see that? We see it through spreading his word of love, not his word of anger. But why is once you talk about sins, it just gets the mindset of people about anger. When you talk about love, when you talk about heaven to them, they will love it way much more than hearing about hell. Hell is fearful. Heaven is beautiful. And talking about hell will make people get towards heaven. Not really much. But if you talk about heaven...
Okay, do we need to watch this whole thing?
I mean, okay, first of all, clickbait, obviously, clickbait.
Yeah.
He's talking to a Deadpool cosplayer. But
yeah,
also
he accosted a street performer in a costume.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, but also this dude is like, listen, man, we got to be salesmen about this, okay? We got to talk about all the good parts. That's how we get people, you know, and let's not think about the bad parts like hell and stuff. That's when we really get to see God's love. It's like, this is the dissonance that like casual Christians like kind of work through, and he's just like kind of doing it out loud, where it's like, oh no, wait, I'm a Christian too, but let's only talk about the good parts. You know, come on, forget about the eternal suffering stuff. Yeah. So
clickbaited.
fun.
Jesus would be sad. That's a good
right.
point. Does this break the commandment against false witness? I'm no legal scholar or cold case detective, but...
or cold case detective. If a guy dressed up as Deadpool, that doesn't mean you said you talked to Deadpool, Curb. You know, it's not the same thing. You kind of misled people there. You kind of led people astray.
Unless Kirby's the kind of person who thinks there's a lot of Santa Clauses. Maybe he actually thinks this is Deadpool.
Could be. All right, let's wrap this up. I think we don't have to watch the whole thing, but maybe just this conversation.
People will get unconsciously walk towards heaven.
Yeah, I agree. I want to preach heaven. I want to preach the love of God more than the judgment. There is a hell. There is a very real hell, and all of us are going. Yeah, but can I just say this, sir? What concerned me more than anything is when you said, don't mention sin. Now, the only way that we know that God loved us is because Jesus Christ died on the cross for our sins.
If that God is not going to see my good sides and stuff, then he's not a good God.
Let me tell you this, it's not like scales, it's not about you've done so many good works and you've done that. God's standard is perfection, and you and I, we can...
So I find this a pretty mundane argument. We need to talk about the goodness of God. We also need to talk about his holiness. But how douchey is it to be standing out there on the street with like his microphone is hooked up to a speaker meant to project out to everybody else? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, it's very like you thought people at Walmart playing their music out loud on their phone was annoying. This guy is like 10 times worse than that because he's like outside. So you can't really get away from him unless you're going in a store. And he thinks his conversation is so important with fucking Deadpool over here that you know, everybody has to hear it. But again, like I love how he's like, yeah, I like preaching heaven stuff. We need to talk about the hell stuff though, for sure. Like everyone's gonna go to hell. I really like that defense he makes there, which is just very funny to me. But yeah, you know, at this point I'm okay with moving on from Curb, I guess. But yeah, there you go. That's our friend off the curb talking.
And by the way, if people think, why do you need to have this channel talking about how you don't believe in Christianity and blah 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 blah, you know, nobody is going to hear this unless they actually click and decide to sit and watch us. We don't hook Sedanza up to a speaker on a sidewalk and like blast it for everybody else to hear. So maybe keep that perspective in mind.
I'm gonna be real with you. I do it because it's fun. that's probably one of the big things. But also, you know, providing a space for people to talk about, discuss, feel comfortable, deconstruct, relate. Right? There's a value to that too, and I definitely do take that seriously. But also, it's because it's fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's just a good time sometimes. But Speaking
I
of
just
good
meant
times,
of this being an imposition or something like that.
yeah.
We're doing this all
Well,
privately. This is for people
listen,
who want to be here.
the moment Zod and I take out a fucking speaker, okay, and like go to a public shopping center and start talking about how Christianity sucks, you can dunk on us, okay? That's fine. I'm all right with that. I'm good with the YouTube space for now.
B.S. Lewis says I play Zadanza loud
That
on my phone in Walmart.
Should we endorse that or not, Zod? I don't know.
As somebody who's interested in the personal safety of the people who watch this show, I would say Walmart of all places might not be the best place to play this out loud.
That's true. We could say some really out of pocket things as well, and you never know what can happen.
And Walmart seems like it's full of the kinds of redneck Christians who would stomp you in a parking lot if they overheard Zadanza playing.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and
I don't know.
Yeah, your mileage may vary there, but anyway, so we got options. So do you want to? I was gonna say, speaking of good times, do you want to talk about bad times and talk about that abortion story that we were looking at, or where do you want to go from here? Because again, we have some different options.
Well, I think we need to pull out some Baggy and Bingo. I think that's what the crowd here really wants.
I think so too. I think
I'm pretty sure everybody was they just had this little sinking feeling in their heart when the screen came on after the countdown and it was Our Ugly Faces instead of Baggy and Bingo.
Not the hit new series Baggy and Bingo.
I wanted to see puppets.
Yeah.
Here's
ready for this.
Let me introduce you again, if you haven't seen these, Baggy and Bingo.
That's right.
Now, the reason we do this is that we thought we needed to revolutionize children's entertainment.
That's
do
right.
Things that nobody else has ever done before.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know, you could stick your hand up into an object and move it around like a hand, and it just like sparks kids' imagination. It's like there's another person there.
Yeah.
Except it looks all whimsical.
And we need it with your support, and you can do that by donating, by giving us super chat and letting Baggy and or Bingo read your super chats out loud, as well as subscribing and liking the video and leaving a comment below to see who's your favorite, Baggy or Bingo. Let us know. Anyway,
and if you donate $5,000 to the Baggy and Bingo show, and as long as you pay your own travel expenses, you can sit in the room here and watch while I do this.
You can sit in the corner of my office while we record a live episode of Zadanza.
I'll even put down a red carpet for you.
Yeah.
You can have
I'll put down the carpet, but you have to buy it. You do have to buy your that stuff's not cheap,
We'll put that all in the terms and conditions.
Yeah, it'll be out there. But anyway.
So you ready?
Yeah, so we need a good little intro bit. I feel like some intro music, that would have been good for us to like transition to us having puppets in our hands, because now we're just grown adults with puppets in our hands.
Baggy and Bingo show. The Baggy and Bingo show. By the end of the song, you're gonna know about the Baggy and Bingo show.
What a lovely song there, Baggy. Let me introduce you. Yeah,
Thank you.
Bingo. What's up, bitches? Fuck you, me.
Language.
No. Fuck you. And then that's him trying to. I don't know. We actually do have a script this time, so maybe we should talk about the thing that we're going to talk about.
I wouldn't say we really have a script, but we have a concept of a script.
Concept of a script. You're right. It really is more of a concept of the script. Okay. Anyway, I just ruined your. I'm sorry. I just ruined. You had a great song intro, and Bingo's going to do his part. So I'll let Bingo intro, and then we'll start the skit from there. Sound good?
Sure.
It's Baggy and Bingo, motherfuckers. It's Baggy and Bingo, bitch. Raise your hands in the air like you don't care. It's the Baggy and Bingo show, bitch.
Bingo, I don't like your song.
It
has a lot of swears in it.
Well, that's life, kid. I don't know what to tell you. When you're raised in the streets the streets speak. They speak to you and they speak to me.
Well, Bingo, Baggy, did that song make you sad? Yes. Well, speaking of things that make things sad, we had some mail come in from one of our viewers. And I'm going to read this for us real quick. Our question is from Sally. Sally writes saying, I'm sad because my house burned down with my family inside, and I don't have a family anymore. I think about it a lot, and it makes me cry. Now, that's not exactly a question, but Sally had a little concern or something she was worried about. And so I thought maybe, Baggy and Bingo, we could go straight to scripture and see what it has to say about this.
Yeah,
What do you think, Baggy? I think that's a great idea.
I think that sucks, but I don't care. Let's just do it anyway. I don't want to be here really, but it's fine. I heard there's like food and stuff afterwards, so I'm just gonna stick around till we get to that.
Oh boy. Bingo, bingo, bingo.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. Come on, Bingo. You have to have a better attitude than that.
Well, Bingo, the Bible actually tells a story of another person whose house burned down. In fact, her whole city burned down.
Oh yeah. What was her name? No. Yeah. Todd. What was his name? Do you know the name?
It was Lot's wife.
Just Lot's wife? You tell me she doesn't have a fucking name?
All
right. Just get to the damn story already. Just get to the...
Tell us if she had a name. I want her to have a name.
All right. That's fine, Baggy. That's all right.
Anyway, Lot's wife lived in the land of Sodom.
Okay, yeah, that's where the ass fuckers come from. I heard about that. Yeah, that's real.
Bad words.
No, that's what sodomites are. It's fucking each other in the ass, Baggy.
You don't need to talk about the bottom that way. Bingo.
Listen, I say sodomite with a hard S. You understand? That's the way the Lord intended. All right.
Anyway, kids. Lot's wife lived in the land of Sodom. And one day God became very angry. Do you know why God became angry with them? I'm not sure.
Oh, because they're fucking each other in the ass.
I don't want Bingo to answer the question.
All right.
Oh, no.
All right, I'm just gonna go over here.
Well, really, all we need to know is that in his righteous anger, God rained down sulfur, and Lot's wife's house was burned down, just like Sally's. Now, this probably made her feel really sad, right? Yeah, I think it made her more sad than I get when Bingo talks. Yeah, I can imagine. Bingo has a pretty big potty mouth, doesn't he?
Let me catch me outside, Baggy. Catch me outside. All right, you and me. Let's go.
You want to play outside, Bingo?
That's right, Baggy. That's right. We're gonna go play outside right after the show.
All right. Well, playtime is after the lesson, kids. Okay.
All right. I'm here.
And I would suggest not going to play outside. So anyway, Lot's wife's house, I guess maybe they don't give her a name. Tell us in the chat.
No.
It burned down just like Sally's house. So anyway, as they were leaving, do you know what happened?
I think they got an insurance check, probably. I would hope. You know.
Lot's wife turned around. Yeah, she did turn around because she was very sad. She was so sad that she turned around, just like Sally might have turned around to see see her house when it burned down. Oh, I see. Do you know what happened when she did? She turned into salt. That's right. She turned into a pillar of salt.
What the fuck? They turned to a pillar of salt? Wait a minute. What's the moral there? I don't understand. What
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I took like a half a bottle of Xanax, like right before this whole thing started, and like I wasn't paying attention to like fucking anything you were saying there. But you said she turned to a pillar
What's
of
that?
salt. A pillar of salt.
Yeah, she got turned into a pillar of salt.
What were they gonna make Wendy's fries with that? What was the point of that? Why would you turn a human being into a pile of salt?
Wait. If she was a pillar of salt, does that mean that she was Lot's wife dead?
Oh, Baggy. Yeah, I mean, probably. You know, I don't think if you get turned to a pillar of salt, you can like undo that. You know, because like the salt, it kind of gets everywhere. You know, I don't know if there's a spell for that or whatever, but I don't know. This story's kind of freaking me out too. This kind of turned into a bad trip for me.
What's a bad trip? We're not going to talk about that right now. So Bingo, I might regret asking this, but what do you think is the lesson of this story?
What the fuck? I don't know, dude. Some guy got mad because they were fucking each other in the ass, and they walked away. They ran away, and a lady looked back, and she got turned into a pillar of salt. So I guess don't fuck each other in the ass. I think that was the lesson, right?
Well, okay. First, language, Bingo. Second, I think this lesson was not about those people. It was about Lot's wife, right? So what lesson do we learn about Lot's wife and what
What
she
the
did?
fuck did she do? She turned around? We're not allowed to turn around? I thought this was a free fucking country.
Oh, bingo.
I don't know.
I think if I can try, I think the lesson is that if your house burns down and your family's in the house when it burns down, and you look back because you're sad, God will kill you.
Baggy, that's fucking stupid. If that's the lesson, oh my god, I gotta take a look at my contract. How many more of these episodes I gotta do? Because this is our first show here, and we're talking about this shit. This is terrible. I don't like this, Mr. Zod. Please tell me there was something else to that story. Because like that, there's no way that can be it.
I don't know. Chat, do you know another point of that story? Because that's all I can take from it. Bye, Baggy, by the way. I'm going to mercifully let you leave this conversation. Bingo's saying very inappropriate things.
Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. What do you want me to do? Can I still be here? You know?
I guess.
Okay.
My hand's getting sweaty for some reason.
Oh, all right. I guess I could just go. I gotta call an Uber though. I haven't been allowed to drive since ever. Actually, I'm a sock puppet. They don't really let sock puppets drive. So,
are you a sock puppet because you looked back when your city was burning and God turned you into something?
I'm a sock puppet because God smited me and cursed my existence into this sockly form. I think.
Hey, Bingo?
Yeah?
We have a super chat from Annoying All-Purpose Orifice Newsletters. Says Baggy and Bingo read the next Chick Track episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, if it's in the contract or whatever that we signed, yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
You don't have a contract. You're a sock.
What? Well, I'm not getting paid for this shit.
No.
What? What? Are you serious? I just wasted my fucking time.
Talk to Dan
this
about
bullshit
this.
Story. Oh my god. Okay, I'm fucking done. I'm leaving.
We have another super chat before you leave, Bingo.
Okay.
Thank you, Zach, for the $5 super chat. Zach would like you to say, "I am Zidanza Jesus."
All right, here we go. Let me get real close to the mic. I am Zidanza Jesus. bitch. All right, I'm out. Peace out. I'm just gonna walk. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Baggy doesn't want to come back and say that because it's disrespectful to the Lord.
Yeah, well, that's probably true, I think. Although still not sure because the whole Jesus thing versus Yahweh, commentary later. I don't know if that applies. Anyway, there you go. That was a skit. That was a thing. We tried it. We tried it.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think of that. Like, it was a concept of a skit, I thought it went pretty good. I think we need to establish you as this sort of Mr. Rogers, Mr. Kirk-esque character here. I think you're kind of the centralizing force between the Baggy and the Bingo. I sort of became a non-entity in this skit. It was all Bingo. So
Okay.
Hey,
but until then,
with
this last few minutes we have here, has you want to see if Brad Stein's been up to anything on Instagram? Would you like to
we
show
can
us some
definitely
Brad Stein.
We can definitely look at some Bradenstein Steinsworth for sure. I'm absolutely down.
I love that you believed that Brad Stein changed his name.
No, you said that.
I said it joking, and I did not think you would believe me.
I thought Zod had found some secret facts that Brad Stein changed the spelling of his last name to a different spelling because he didn't want to be considered Jewish. And I thought like Zod just like found some interview or something or found some lore. Like I just straight up believed him. I didn't even fact check him. He was totally lying. He made that up, but I believed it because I just feel like that's Brad Stein's sort of MO. I think that's something he would do.
Lying is when you intend to be believed. I did not think for a second you were going to believe that.
I mean, come on, man. Come on. God's Comic, by the way, has 35,000 followers,
Okay.
Stuff. I gotta know who unironically follows Brad Stein on Instagram. Is it just friends and family? Maybe people he's worked with? I don't know.
I would say there's probably a Christian audience for him, probably relatively small. I would say most of these people, like with his YouTube channel, pop in because he has some of his old routines on there, and then they don't really stick around because it's not that entertaining watching him rant on his little podcast. But I'd say a combination of people who want clean Christian entertainment and then just cranks who like seeing him shit on atheists or, I don't know, woke people or whatever.
Yeah. So I do want to point out that his pinned post is definitely his most popular post. 104K likes here on this one. And it's a clip about why we weren't confused about gender, which we've already seen before. But it does make sense that Brad Stein's most popular stuff is shit that he did like 20 years ago. And it's just reposting on the internet to see,
Yeah.
I don't know, something to be said about that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see him making that identity. Like he doesn't even want to take the basic effort to consider the fact that there were lots of transgender people back then, and they just didn't want to get the shit beat out of them by terrible people.
Mm-hmm. Now we can play audio for these. I can turn the audio on for some of these, but he does have subtitles for some of these. Real quick, he does make 9/11 posts there, so that's on brand. I feel like I don't think Brad Stein was in New York, knows anybody from New York, or was about that. But that's just on brand. I don't know. I just feel like he probably does that every year, on the dot. And I don't know. It's just there, I guess.
What is the point of that one?
Of this? It just says never forget. Never forget. And then it says never forget, period, and then us. And I don't know what that means. Maybe he means US. Maybe that was a typo. Where were you the morning of September 11th, 2001? And nobody commented. So nobody cared to contribute to that post. There is one comment, but it's not related. Like it seems kind of random. I don't know what that's about. I guess he says never forget, and this guy says never will. Candles go out tonight at dusk, so he's got candles out. So if that's his way of mourning, good for him. But he didn't answer the prompt, so I don't know if the engagement strategy worked on that. Oh man, here's one with some kind of woman act blank. I haven't watched that one, but I kind of want to.
Go ahead.
Okay, all right, let's see.
They're paralyzed by bugs. They can't move without a bug. But if you're not there, they'll take care of it. Oh yeah, Raid. Man in a can. My wife buys Raid in 6-packs. You know why? Have you ever seen a woman actually kill a bug with Raid? You want to know why Raid have been making so much money off these years? They don't even put poison into that stinking can. It's scented water. You know why? Because that bug isn't being poisoned. It is drowning. Women act like they're paralyzed.
This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow. That's a good little spray sound with the mic there. That's pretty good. I don't get so like wait. So let's break that down. So Raid is a man in a can, but it's also scented water, right? So
my takeaway before he said it wasn't even poison was that you're just toxic and you spew shit everywhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's definitely a take. I guess that was okay. A little sexist for sure. But what isn't
true story. I was
yeah.
sitting there. My grandpa used to be very, very free and liberal with all of his chemicals that killed things, whether it was dandelions, which he had a personal vendetta against dandelions, or insects. And so once I was working on pulling some screws out of some pieces of metal sheeting, and when I lifted one up, there were bugs on it. And so I'm just sitting here working away. I wasn't much bothered by him. He just comes with a can of Raid and just like totally sprays up and down right in my face where all the bugs are. Like, oh, thanks, Grandpa. You know, at least tell me to move.
Man, Raid is terrible.
He really wanted to see those ants dead.
Oh no. Yeah, Raid's like that shit's not good for anybody. Yeah, I don't know. I would always suggest alternative ways that you can help it. I know for some situations you really can't, but there's definitely better ways than spraying that stuff. I did see this post earlier. So I do want to give this post a shout out, which is great. It says, I call old people old. You know why? Because they are. I don't believe a country is great when you can't tell an old person they're old. I think a country is great when you start seeing that old is an asset, a badge of honor. Okay. Again, this man just cultivates such divorced dad energy. It is beyond compare here. Cool. Cool. Good for you, Brad.
I could see him replacing the word old with, say, Chinese in that.
Yeah.
And just running.
Oh my God. He would use the word Oriental. That's what he would use. I don't even think he'd say Chinese.
I was just giving one example. I mean, it could work in so many ways.
Yeah. This is one of those things. I'm sorry. This is what a stupid person posts, because it's like, I've met enough people in my life to know that being old absolutely does not give you wisdom in one way, shape, form, or another. Is there a corollary? Maybe a little bit, right? But like not a guarantee. Okay, not a badge of honor. You know, I get it. There's cultures that venerate their old people, and that's great. I think Brad wants that now because, you know, he's getting up there and he's like, I think being old's cool. Actually, you guys, I think it's really great. That's why we can call people old. And
I think he just finds too much of his identity in this gives no fucks persona that he puts.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, consider the fact that different people might feel different ways about aging.
Mm-hmm.
They might not like that their appearance is changing or that they're old and sore. The word old might land differently, but he just thinks that because he thinks the word old means a certain thing, that he should just walk up and blurt it out at people. And that's pretty much Brad Stein in a nutshell.
Yeah. Look at these post tags here. Old is an asset. Hashtag conservative, America, Brad Stein. Brad Stein has issues, aging, generations. Yeah. The folks who are looking up, the aging tag on Instagram. That's a very popular tag,
What date was this? What date was that posted?
This is posted 3 days ago.
Wait.
So, yeah.
I wonder if he ever had some thoughts about Biden being too old to be president.
Ooh, I bet in the drudgery that is his podcast, he probably spoke about it at some point. The problem is it's long and boring and it's terrible. But maybe we can find some clips on here. There's this. I love the Brad just kind of walking outside. He's got some of these.
Your daily Brad.
Your daily Brad. You want to get some daily Brad?
Hey,
you can hear the audio, right?
Brad Stein. You're catching me on my daily Brad. Well, my daily walk where I speak. My daily Brad.
Yeah.
What is a daily Brad? Well, if you're new to it, it's a devotional that I started doing because every morning I walk for like 2 miles. So I had two choices. One,
and it looks like it
listen
comes
to
easily
interesting dialogues and debates and information on the internet, which I do, or I could pray and think and contemplate the deep things, which I do sometimes.
I'm sure you do.
And also, I could perhaps participate in talking,
or you could shut the fuck up.
Whomever might have the interest in listening.
Yeah.
And that might be nobody, but I'm doing it because I feel like if it's out in the atmosphere, who knows?
No, buddy.
Who it might attach to. So what am I getting at?
Yeah, what are you getting at?
Be kind to yourself. Literally dozens of people watch your daily
This
Brad.
is a very simple topic for this daily Brad. What's the meaning of life?
Oh.
Every day we go through the same process, right? We wake up and then you have your routine. Maybe you get up and stretch. Maybe you go to the bathroom.
I don't know. We only have a few minutes left. You want to see if there's anything funnier than this?
Maybe you don't. Maybe you go to work. Maybe you start exercising.
I want to see, if he gets somewhere. Come on, Brad. Oh my God, he didn't even finish.
Comic Brad Stein.
Oh my God, he didn't even finish. Look at this comment. Did you finish this? It seems to stop midway through. He didn't even finish. Yes. God. I mean, I don't even think he's divorced. King of divorced dad energy, though. Holy shit. That is amazing. God, that's so great.
No, he's not divorced because how else could you have sex, right?
That's true.
Sex is the reward for putting up with marriage.
That's true. The energy is there, though. That is so funny. He didn't even finish. And he didn't post.
Much like his wife.
This is like a different thing.
Hey, Earth is good.
Oh my God, he didn't even finish it. He didn't even care. He just posted it. He didn't even care. He didn't proofread it. Because why would he? That's awesome.
I don't mean to in shape shame people, but like the minute he starts walking and doing that, he looks like me after I just finished at the gym.
No, man. No. I mean, look, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's at least he's going out on walks, You gotta give credit where credit's due. Some people don't.
What was this about, Shivers?
Yeah, I'm curious actually, because I don't know what that was in reference to.
I think I know what it is. I don't think you heard me, Dan.
Oh, did I miss it? Wait, what? Not the out of shape.
Shivers, tell us what you're referring to. We'll keep browsing stuff.
All right. Okay. All right. I guess maybe I missed something here. This one says why my ministry is called comedy. I kind of want to see this one. You want to see this one?
I think I've seen something like that.
Gift wasn't comedy.
Oh, here. Sorry. Let's
was
look at Shivers real quick.
Okay,
yeah.
wait.
Dan said something about how he didn't finish, and Zod said, yeah, like his wife.
Oh, okay. I totally missed that. Damn. Okay, shit. That was a good one, Zod. Good.
Thank you.
Let me give you the Nancy Pelosi clap. Good. Very good, Zod. Very good. I do like that. All right, let's see. Let's talk about his over defining way of calling his ministry comedy and
My gift wasn't comedy. It was ministry.
Was it?
That comedy was just the package it came in.
Was it?
God told me to do something unique.
Did he?
Apparently, I Still the only Christian comedian doing it.
Oh my God.
And that is I stand for some very important things. I believe that my purpose is to be a missionary to America, and comedians can tell truths that others aren't, even pastors. And that's what I want to give to my country.
Wow.
Liberty, freedom, and the remembrance that laughter is worth it, and freedom is too precious to be taken away.
Oh my God.
Without a fight.
Oh my God.
My gift was
they clap for that. Give that
Brad,
man a standing ovation.
Brad, do you think that what you do is important? Please tell us.
Listen, we need to salute our heroes, okay? we need to have some goddamn parades on the streets. You understand? We need discounts at every movie theater and Red Lobster in this country for our Christian comedians out there, okay? Fighting the good fight for our freedom and liberty, okay? We don't do that enough. You know,
I wonder how all the other Christian comedians feel about him saying that he's the only one who does that.
Yeah, I know. That's awesome.
The firefighters and the soldiers, they're all shit. I'm the real hero. And by the way, so are all the other
like,
so-called Christian
I'm
comedians.
making a brave sacrifice here. Oh, that's awesome.
And also that super pretentious comedians say things that nobody else can thing. Like, come on, don't. I mean, I know he's that guy. It's no surprise.
I feel like I don't know if George Carlin ever said that about himself. That would be a little on the nose. I feel like that's for other people to say, Brad. You know, about you, and maybe not like something for you to say about yourself. I love how like Brad is really framing himself as a vanguard revolutionary in the Christian comedian world. Like, he's not even the only Christian comedian, and he's not even the best one. Like, that's the thing. But he really thinks he's like the only one out here still grinding, still on that game. That's awesome.
You know, I used to play a lot of basketball when I was younger, and I was a fairly good shot.
Yeah.
But if I like made a good play or something like that, I would just like run back to the other side and play defense. I wouldn't like put on a celebration and tell everyone how badass I was and stuff like that. You do your thing and let people notice it. Why can't Brad do that? It doesn't make you look better. It just makes you look full of yourself or self-important.
My gift, Zod, is to do live streams talking about Christian nonsense. Okay. And I understand it's, you know, I'm doing this for freedom. I'm doing this because, you know, they won't let us speak out there, right? I'm doing this for the rest of us. So you guys can thank us for that by, of course, donating super chats. And
you might see this as a live stream. I see this as a service to our country.
I see this as a ministry. Yeah.
You know, every time I'm at the store and I'm checking out the register, people just randomly tell me, "Thank you for your service."
That'd be awesome. Oh, you're a YouTuber? Yeah. Here's your 10%, bud. Thanks.
In fact, a soldier came up to me, big soldier, strong soldier, tears streaming down his face. He said, "While I was in Iraq, I was glad that you were here fighting for our freedom."
Yeah, that's right. I saw that. He cried. He threw his hat down and stepped on it. He said, "This is nothing compared to what you have done for us." I remember I was there. You know, we talk a lot about protecting, like, you know, giving benefits to our veterans in this country. What about our Christian comedians in this country? Are we willing to take care of them? Okay. Where's our VA for that? Okay.
The CA hospital.
Yeah, the CA hospital. Where is that? Huh? We need to make sure that they're good. You know? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is such a good video.
And by the way, if you're in response to the chat, YT, I'm too broke right now. If you're too broke, don't donate to us. If you're like, even, you know, if you
don't do it if you're financially struggling. I would hate that. I would actually
even if you're not struggling, don't give to us if it's a choice between that and doing something a little fun. If that's all the money you have to do it, live your life. Just this is for if you have extra and you want to chip in.
That's just again, and I think I'm okay to say this. We recently were reviewing our financials and stuff, and like we said a lot at the beginning, like the super chats are to help cover just some of the expenses and stuff we have. And you know what? Like between what we do on YouTube and what we do here, like we've been good. We've been covering that. Like so, like that's honestly, legitimately the reason why we felt like it was okay for us to do it, because like there are some expenses that would be nice to cover. And that's been happening. So thank you to everybody that has been supporting us through the Patreon and through through watching on YouTube and stuff and watching the ads and everything. That's been able to help us. So thank you for that.
But guys, just so Dan hasn't made any money because I cooked the books.
Right.
I'm embezzling the fuck out of the show.
That's also true. Yeah. I don't know if you want to go into the details on that, but you can if you want. I don't care.
I'm just kidding. There's no details. Both of us can go see what all the income looks like.
Yeah, no, it's
there's
true.
There's no way to cook them. They report it all.
Yeah, no, I no, but like the specific reason why you're saying that, I mean, because I don't think the chat knows what you're talking about there, but.
Oh, I'm not even talking about anything.
Oh, okay. I thought you're okay. All right.
Is there something we should be fighting over that I'm not aware of?
Oh, no. I thought you were talking about something specific that we were talking about earlier, but maybe we shouldn't talk about live on internet YouTubes. But no, it's fine.
If you have anything to say it now in front of everybody.
No, just that like you like
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so anyway, want to kind of watch some more Brad Stein bullshit, or what do you want?
Yeah, we got like 5 more minutes.
Okay, let's keep going. Let's see.
Brad Stein's how we change the subject.
Wait. What?
Brad Stein and our boy Jay Warner Wallace.
Oh shit! What the fuck? Yo, wait, when was this? Oh, it's 14 weeks ago. Zah, we're behind. All right, well, I know what we need to watch for next week.
What the hell?
Oh no.
I swore off
crossover.
I swore off Jay Warner Wallace, but like if they're gonna form the Legion of Doom, this demands our attention.
Oh my god. Yeah, we gotta look at that. That's great. I was looking at this. The Laugh While It's Legal tour.
Oh, fuck you.
That's awesome.
Fuck you.
I'm surprised he's still going on tour. That's crazy. This is a pretty big gap though. He goes like June, July, and then September, and then all the way to November, which is interesting.
His comedy schedule is as demanding as Trump's campaign schedule.
He's going to Missouri City, Texas. Hold on, let me see. Missouri City. That's a population of 76,000. So that's interesting. And I'm sure 100% of them are going to go to that show. I don't even know where the fuck Missouri City, Texas is. That's interesting. I don't think
I guarantee you almost all, if not all of these are like in a church or something.
Oh, wait, you know what? That's actually Houston. It's part of Houston. That's why it says it's lower. It's one of those like cities that are kind of part of another city, but are technically its own little city. It's part of Houston. So
if I see any comedian, I don't care about the context. If I see them sitting there making a face like that, I just automatically assume they're bad. Like there's just there's just certain signifiers that like low quality comedians use to like over emote or whatever, and that's one of them.
I kind of would want to get a ticket just to experience it, but it's in
Oceanus, 31's likes, and he's famous.
Yeah,
whatever fame he has is not translating over to social media.
Yeah, so like, what's the? I mean, I'm assuming he must be paying somebody to do advertising for these tours somewhere, right? Because how do you travel across the country and do that? I don't know.
If there was a way to get to one, I would just about pay to go watch one of those shows live. I just out of sheer curiosity.
Saying. We need to do it. Like, I still think I've legitimately contemplated you going on another person's show by proxy and just as a guest and have them introduce try to get Brad Stein for an interview just so I can be there as like a middleman So like he doesn't know like my background or anything. Like I'm not announced on the show. I'm just there. Like I would love to do something like that. I just want an interaction with the man, you know?
Yeah.
That's really what I want. But okay, so we got a lot of stuff here. Oh, some more men versus women, you know. Look at this right here.
I was arrested for hosting a
he's interviewing
peaceful
somebody.
protest against COVID lockdown policy.
Oh,
I was handcuffed and thrown into a police car and was driven to the basement of a police station where they had me handcuffed in Honolulu in the summer, in the back of in the late spring, in the back of a police car for 3 hours in a parking garage. Then I was booked and never charged with a crime, but was held, for peacefully demonstrating against COVID policy. And now the World Health Organization.
All right. Okay. It's boring. That's awesome. He's getting the COVID, folks.
There is a 2 hour and 15-minute video on Brad Stein Has Issues, just called J. Warner Wallace.
Oh my God.
It looks like Brad just talking by himself until about 44 minutes, and then it's Brad and Wallace talking.
Yo, that's crazy. He gets him on the show and he doesn't even let him on for the whole show. He thinks he's got enough content for himself. That's awesome. Man, this dude has some crazy self-confidence, really incredible. Let's see. Free speech to leftists. Why I didn't watch the Super Bowl. Why women love Valentine's Day. What men want to do on Valentine's. Brad, this is a family Instagram. Come on now.
They want to get their reward for being married.
Yeah. Why you weren't confused about gender. Oh man.
I want to know how many people are going to his shows.
Oh my God.
I really want to know.
This is from earlier this year. What the fuck? Who is inviting this man?
Small churches. I'm willing to bet small churches.
Yeah, you think it's churches? Could be.
I just need to see what the energy is like between. That's just such a weird pair up to me.
Yeah. Okay, wait. We got one in a pool. That one's interesting.
Gosh.
This one, silencing the critics once and for all, and he's got a poncho. He's got a towel poncho, and what is that? I kind of want to see that. I also kind of want to see testimony video.
We have time to pick one more thing or two if they're quick.
One more thing?
And it cannot be Brad Stein in a pool. I do not need to see that.
All right. We won't watch Brad Stein in a pool. Okay. Is it testimony video fail or silencing the critics once and for all? We're the critics, I feel like.
Yeah. Silence us once and for all,
hey,
Brad.
folks, it's God's comic Brad Stein. A couple days ago, I did something interesting. I got into the pool that had sheets of ice over the top of it and said to you, this is what it looks like to overcome fears and use your mind to take what your body doesn't want to do and say, we will do what we want to discipline ourselves to do. So I got in this stinking pool, showed you guys sheets of ice, showed it, held it up, and actually had somebody go, oh, if it was really that cold, it would have had ice on the top. I showed you sheets of ice on the top. And somebody else says, oh, is that a hot spa next to it? And I even had somebody say, is that a heated pool? I don't know. What kind of a heated pool has ice on the top of it? Nevertheless, I'm going to do this one more stinking time to prove to you people, it's ice. Look. I don't want to do it, but I want to show you.
This really got under his skin.
He's so mad.
That there's something greater in life than being comfortable. So
what?
I'm going to go into this thing
for
a minute and show you what it looks like.
What?
Here we go.
What?
This isn't brave.
Oh my God! Is he getting in the pool to own the libs right now? Is that's what's happening? That's literally what's happening.
Show the foot.
What?
Did you get it? I think.
What?
See it?
Why
Hold up
would
a
you do
sheet.
this?
Here's a sheet.
No, look, I'm curious.
Oh, are you ready?
Okay.
One
Good luck.
stinking minute. Look. Ice. Freezing. Ridiculous. Ice.
And we go 1, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6.
Spend the rest of the day in there, Brad.
8,
I dare you.
9,000, 10,000, 11. Take this. 1,000, 13,000, 14, 15,000, 16,000, 17,000, 18,000, 19. This sucks. 1,021, 1,022, 1,023, 1,024, 1,025, 1,026, 1,027, 1,028, 1,029, 1,030.
They do this all the time.
1,031, 1,032, 1,033.
Oh my God.
1,034.
In Alaska, we have
Okay,
something
I'm
called the
pausing
polar plunge.
Yeah.
There's a polar plunge. People all over the place, they come and do it in big crowds. Like,
So,
you're not
of
a
course,
big man.
He's a fucking pool guy that doesn't take care of his goddamn pool and puts a fucking cover over it. He leaves it out there. And like, yeah, the surface of it is ice, but it doesn't mean the entire pool is ice. But I guess some commenter was mad about it, and he was so motivated enough to do this. That's awesome.
When he said silencing the critics once and for all, I thought it was going to be critics of his
Yeah.
comedy or atheists or something.
No.
I'd never dreamed it would be people who thought that his pool wasn't frozen when he climbed into it.
How is this man not divorced? He has such, again, the energy is just there. Like trying to prove people wrong about bullshit arguments about your pool. Oh my God.
Fletcher from the Deep said, I'm shocked he makes enough to afford a pool.
I know. Yeah, that's true too. I mean, that must have been from a while back,
He's probably coasting off of his energy from back when he was on tour in the 90s.
Or maybe his wife makes more. I don't know.
All right.
That's great.
I
Thank
think
you,
that's
Brad.
it for tonight. We need to go back. That's a good way to digest Brad Stein. Just pick up little bits here and there.
That's awesome. Every post was a gift. There were no misses, only hits. That's great, Brad. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for your contributions, Brad.
Collab money.
Everybody give your salutes to Mr. Stein. Thank you for your contributions.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you for your service. All right. We'll wrap things up now.
All right.
I got it out of my system.
It was fun. We saw somebody get offended by Deadpool for the weirdest possible reason I could imagine. We had Baggy and Bingo show. And we saw we learned that Brad Stein collaborated with J. Warner Wallace, which I need to see. I just need
new
to.
content.
It'll get tedious, but I need to see what that looks like.
And
we saw him get all pissy because people didn't believe his pool was frozen and jumped in it. What a dumbass.
Awesome.
All right.
Good episode. Good episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy. Have a good night, people. Bye. As soon as I find the button. Bye.
Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue y la casa de la bachata. Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue y la casa de la bachata. La 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 la, la casa del merengue. La 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 la, y la casa de la bachata. ¡Hey!